we start to falter and start to unfortunately move backwards from the goals that we've set at the beginning of 2024 because we're saying yes to things that we should be saying no to. We're saying no to things that perhaps we should have said yes to. And we're spending too much time trying to please people because we don't have a strong enough self-talk to say, I'm good with loving myself so much that I can say no to certain things that I'm not available to do anymore or for in this season. Right. And even if you could do them, you're choosing not to do them. This is what the availability is. Yes. Like, do I actually have this window of time? Yes. I have this availability, but I am unavailable for that.
If you're a go-getter, faith-driven and family-focused and need to break through to your next level, this is the podcast for you. Your self-talk can reshape every area of your life. It's time to dream and think big. Welcome to the Self-Talk Experience with Darnell and Tracy Self. It's time to elevate, baby. Let's get into the show.
Hey, what's up, Self-Talk Experience audience? This is Darnell Self with my co-host here,
Tracy Self.
And we are the hosts of the Self-Talk Experience. We know that we say 70 to 80,000 things to ourselves every single day. Like these conversations we're having with ourselves. Like, should I show up? Shouldn't I show up? Should I wake up early? Well, I'll snooze. Should I exercise today? Shouldn't I? These are all conversations.
How many thoughts?
70 to 80,000.
I feel like I have more. I think I have more than that.
Hey, it's possible. It's average, right? You know, an average in school, somebody gets an A, somebody gets an F. The average is C. So somebody's maybe getting A's.
My average was always a C. It was.
I mean, it could mean the whole class got C's and the average was C, but it could mean B's and D's averaged out, A's, F's. So you never really know.
But when I got with you, I started to be.
And why was that?
Because you're amazing. You make me better.
A for amazing.
You make me better, baby.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll take that. And hopefully we're making together our audiences better by sharing our experiences. It's been our observation that when we shifted the things we started saying to ourselves about ourselves, we started attracting different things for ourselves, which is the reason why we started this podcast, because we know there's a lot of folks who've got to shift the story they're telling themselves about themselves. And we are proof that it will allow you to attract different things for yourself. So we are excited to be back here on another episode. Glad that my co-host is here. She's been traveling the world.
Really? You've been with me most of the time.
No. You want to tell everybody how you got stopped at the airport?
Oh my gosh.
Did you know about that, Janelle? She got stopped at the airport because she was traveling too much. I've never even heard of this.
They didn't say it was because I was traveling too much.
Okay, tell everybody what they said.
Well, I tried to board a flight and it wouldn't let me get on. So she said, well, you can't get on. You have to go talk to them at the desk. I'm like, what? So I go to the desk. And so she says, oh, well, let me see if you're on the no-fly list. I was like, I'm not on the no-fly list. So then she's checking. She's like, oh, so you're going to Atlanta today? And I said, yes. And she said, you're coming back today? And I said, yes. And she said, you don't have luggage? No. And it says here you have a flight tomorrow at noon to Louisville from here. Yes. So she went through all the stuff. She's like, okay, you can get on now. Like,
yeah.
What?
And they didn't realize that she was flying again to Hawaii because it was on a different airline.
On a different airline 2 more days later.
Yeah.
Right.
So my point is, if you didn't have that many flights without luggage that you were checking in, they wouldn't have questioned you.
Well, I'm doing it again on Thursday, so we'll see what happens, guys.
So anyway, today, this is actually a good setup for this.
Yes.
Today, we're going to talk about how to make your yeses strong and your no's even stronger.
Oh, okay.
Because this is what happens is that, you know, with the three of us, Janelle, Tracy, and I were talking earlier before we started recording this about being a people pleaser. And sometimes we think we're sounding stronger by having a list of reasons, excuses, justification of why we're saying yes or no.
Right.
And it's a list. We're like, yeah, I would, but I got this, I got this, and then I got this, and now this. And you think it's building you up like, yeah, I mean, I got all this stuff going
on, right?
Right. But it feels like it's a weak no. Because it needs so much support. It's got to be weak because you wouldn't need that much support in order for the no to be strong.
Right.
The yes, if it's yes, it's just yes. You know, I would, but if I do it, I'm gonna have to do this. The yes is not strong because you had all this supporting cast that you felt like you needed.
Yeah, that's so interesting because we've talked about your no being strong,
right?
But we've never really talked about your yes being strong.
Yep.
Because I've had to learn from you that no is a complete sentence, right? But also the flip side, yes, is also a complete sentence.
That's exactly right.
Just say yes or just say no. So
Right.
I've never thought about it that way. I've learned to say no stronger,
right?
But not yes.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because look, if you say, can you pick me up from the airport? And I say, yeah, I can. I'm gonna have to move this around. I'm probably gonna have to. You almost like, dude, I just got your Uber.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I mean, even though I said yes, it's like, do you really want to? And is it causing you that much of a problem to do it? And if it's that much of a problem, should you even be doing it?
I know.
Right, exactly. Or is it right? Are you really inconveniencing? You wouldn't want to inconvenience me like that. And maybe I'm being a people pleaser. Mm-hmm. So my yes is not strong, right? Which is what we talked about.
Right.
Because I'm saying, I mean, yes, but in knowing that I really can't.
But I wonder if sometimes when someone would do that, if they're thinking in their mind, it's letting the other person know the opposite. It's letting the other person know, I'm going to move all these things for you.
Right.
So it may be in the way you say it.
Yep.
Because the way you're saying it, your posture is like, I have to do this. But if you say, you know what, I have to do this, this, and this, but for you, I'm going to move that because I'm going to pick it. Is it the same thing or is it different? I'm just asking.
I mean,
because sometimes your intent and what you're thinking is coming across is not coming across.
I know.
Right?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. But here's what I would recommend. Here's what I found. That if you give a reason, it comes across as a reason. No, it comes across as a reason.
Okay.
If you give multiple reasons, it comes across as an excuse.
Okay.
And watch, I'll even change my posture and see if it sounds like an excuse or a reason.
Okay.
Hey, I'd love to pick you up at 7, but let me see if I can move this one appointment I have at 6:30, and I'll get right back to you. Just sounds like a reason. Like, man, okay, yeah, let me know.
Right.
That sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
1.
Mm-hmm.
But watch when I add multiple. No matter how strong I sound and how in my mind I'm thinking she's going to feel special because I'm moving so much around. Just tell me how this sounds. All right. Yeah, I'd love to pick you up at 7. I just got to see if I can move my meeting around at 6:30. I drop the kids off at 5:45 normally, but I'm going to see if such and such can pick them up. And then now, let's see, by the time you get your bags and all of that, yeah, I'm sure I can make it back by the time I have my Zoom at 10. And right after my Zoom, my day's going to be like crazy after that. So I have to drop you off and get right on my Zoom. No matter how I'm trying to make you feel like this is special and willing to move all this, the more you add, I'm telling you, the yes and the no, it's been my observation that it sounds weaker.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Like one makes sense though. Like, no, I can't do that because I actually have to catch a flight in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's a strong no. One reason why. And you would say, hey, listen, I appreciate that. I know you got an early flight in the morning.
But I don't think anyone does it with the intention.
I know they don't.
Of
I don't know. I want to say nobody. Some people may.
Okay, well.
I don't know about the absolute.
But mostly I think you just have to get in the habit of not doing it.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what this podcast is about.
Right. Because I don't think someone has the intention of trying to make you feel bad or make you feel away. And if that's how they have been, they have to get out of the habit doing it.
Right. Right.
They don't know.
Yeah,
right?
they
like
don't know.
Said,
They don't know
that they're doing
But
it.
let me also share this. There are narcissists. There are manipulators who know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly. And they want you to feel like, yeah, you're so special because I know you had all this going on. And
Right.
they really don't. They didn't even have that much going on, but they felt better about themselves to say that.
To tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes a form of manipulation.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying with the self-talk, it's all about self-talk, the things we're saying to ourselves about ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying is we ought to get a little bit better at having a strong yes and a strong no, but even a stronger no. So the no has to be maybe one thing too. Now you could say no, it's a complete sentence. So you don't have to even give one reason.
Sure.
But let's say that, since we're using the airport as an example, that you need a ride to the airport or needed me to pick you up or maybe I'm flying out myself. Someone said, hey, can you come to my birthday party on Friday night?
Right.
So yeah, I'm definitely gonna stop by. I wouldn't miss your 50th for anything, but I won't be able to stay long because I have an early flight. That's it. I have an early flight. I'm coming. So that's my yes. Don't watch the no. Same thing. So yes, I'm coming, but I got an early flight, so I won't be able to stay long. That's nice to say. It's nothing wrong with telling them communicating why you can't stay long. That way they got the proper expectation. When you say I got to leave, now where are you going? They already know, like, man, I understand you got that late safe travels. That's what they'll say. Right. So it's nothing wrong. Or if you had to say a no, right? Hey man, you know me, I hadn't even packed. I got an early flight in the morning. But I'll definitely catch up with you. I'll take you to dinner or something when we get back. That's it. Like, look, and you don't even have to say that much. You could just say I got an early flight. If they're a good friend, they're like, man, I get it. But if you want to say, hey, we'll connect later on, but don't say all the different things you have. Like, this is how this sounds. This is how it sounds, right? I'm telling you, it's a weak no. No, I'm not gonna be able to come, man. You know me, man. I'm all over the place these days, man. And my flight early in the morning, and you know, I ain't packed yet. What? I ain't packed yet, and by the time the party even starts, I'm probably gonna just be getting around to getting my clothes washed.
Oh, okay.
And probably not gonna get much sleep, and I gotta present as soon as I land, and then after that, I've got.
Oh, that's okay. Never mind. I don't even know why I invited you at this point.
Right, but we all know people like this.
Oh,
they give 4 reasons why, 5 reasons. And look, hey, are you ready to watch the kids, man? I got this going on. It's such an important meeting for me, man. It would mean the world to me if you could watch Malik and Makai for me. And I was like, man, yeah. I mean, I let me see if I can move some stuff around. Because I know tonight was my night. I have several meetings, which will be fine, right? If they said that and say, hey, look, I'm not going to be able to tonight. I have several meetings, man. But if you need me on Thursday through Saturday, I can.
I can, yes.
That's fine.
But you always say that too, offer an alternative if you want to.
Yep, that's a good point.
Depending on the relationship.
Yep. Depending on the relationship.
And the ask.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. You can give an alternative.
Yeah.
And then that way they know, like, this is a no for here, but it's not because I don't want to, because here's an alternative for you.
I can't drop you off at the airport, but I can pick you up.
That's
on
exactly
Saturday
right. Yep.
When you come back.
That's exactly right.
Right.
Yep. And that way you can leave out all the other reasons.
Sure.
It's just a no. Can't take you, but I can pick you up.
Right.
You don't even have to say why you couldn't take them.
Yeah.
And again, it depends on the relationship, how much you give. Mm-hmm. But try your best. This is your assignment. Try your best to say no with one reason, to say yes with one reason.
That's good.
See how that feels coming out. And sometimes, again, you don't know what you don't know until now that you've watched this and you say no, and now you hear yourself giving 3, 4, you're like, oh my God, this is with self-talk.
Or you feel it coming out, you say one and you want to say one more. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it.
Don't do it.
And you really want to say, okay, but also because you feel like it's so important to say it.
You do. And I'm telling you, people don't know.
Right, by the way, right now. I'm not saying,
right. I know. I'm just, what we're teaching is how to have strong no's and even a strong yes. But
sometimes a no can be mean, not a mean no either.
No,
right?
What do you mean? Like, the way you say it with the tone?
No. I mean, that's even worse. A strong no, a nice strong no.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not available. Yeah, exactly. It's Janelle was saying, I'm not available, right? And I think that's good. Like, if you're not available, you're not available.
Yeah. Can you take me to the airport? No.
Right.
Don't do that.
Yeah. Right, exactly. And if you're not available, does it really matter? Like, if they're a good friend, do you have to give 5 reasons why you're not available?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Now, again, depending on the relationship, you just may feel like, because that's my best friend, and like, girl, I got this happening at that same time.
But if it's a friend that's that close, they kind of know your life anyway, right? And they know you, and
exactly.
They know your schedule.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Yep, exactly. But just don't start off feeling like, this is my point, guys. This self-talk is about feeling comfortable, loving yourself so much that you're protecting. You got boundaries around your peace, around the love that you have for yourself. Because what happens is that we start to falter and start to, unfortunately, move backwards from the goals that we've set at the beginning of 2024 because we're saying yes to things that we should be saying no to. We're saying no to things that perhaps we should have said yes to. And we're spending too much time trying to please people because we don't have a strong enough self-talk to say, I'm good with loving myself so much that I can say no to certain things that I'm not available to do anymore or for in this season.
Right.
And even if you could do them, you're choosing not to do them. This is what the availability is.
Yes.
Like, do I actually have this window of time? Yes. I have this availability, but I am unavailable for that.
Right.
You know what I
But
mean?
then
I'm unavailable to go to the party because I've committed to do my reading.
Right. But then you'll get to a place if you are in a space where you're people pleasing, you'll get to a space where you're not where you need to be, and then you won't be able to say yes to them anymore anyway.
That's true.
Right? Because now you've dug your own hole.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Right?
That's a good. I've been there.
So you say yes, and no to yourself.
Yep.
And then you get to a point where they're asking again, and you don't have the resources or the availability anymore at all.
Right.
Because you didn't take that time, like you're saying, and really think about what the availability looks like
Yep.
for
That's so
you
good.
at that time.
That's so good.
Right.
And we actually remember we started this episode off talking about the tens of thousands of conversations we have with ourselves. Mm-hmm. We actually go through this same excuse-ridden conversation monologue with ourselves sometimes. So if you do this with others, sometimes you're actually doing it to yourself. Like procrastination sometimes comes because we give ourselves reasons why we can't do it today. And there's a bunch of them.
So because you're doing it within yourself, sometimes it comes out.
That's exactly
to
right.
Others.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
And you don't even realize it because you do
That's
it
my
to
point.
yourself. So it's not wrong to you.
That's exactly right.
Right. Because you're doing it every day.
Yep. And he was like, man, I'm going to put this off to tomorrow day, man. I'm so tired from working so hard yesterday. And I know today I need to also clean up the house. And by the time I finish cleaning up the house, man, woo, kids will be home. And look, why I get the woo. Right. So my point is you're giving yourself 5 different reasons. So of course you're going to give other people 5 different reasons. Instead of saying, you know what? I could do that between my 1:15 and 1:30, get my reading in.
Right.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
And now let me schedule that.
But you're good about doing that, babe. You're good at that.
I'm much better.
So you're good at talking about it.
Yeah. I'm much better.
You're really good at that.
Yeah, I'm much better at giving strong no's and strong yeses.
Oh, I know. I know.
No, I mean, typically if I say no, I mean no.
I know.
Right?
When you say no, it's a no. It's not like, oh, he said no, but I'll ask him again tomorrow. Oh, it's a no.
Yeah.
But it's good.
Yeah.
Because you already know.
Yeah. I just don't like pretense. I don't like when folks are disingenuous. Like if you mean no, just say no, and it's okay. I'll get over it. I'm you know what I mean?
Right.
And I may ask a question just because I'm in sales. So I may ask an additional question like, hey, so when would you say we'll be able to do that?
Right. But I'm good about that because sometimes I say, is it a maybe or is it a no?
but you already know it's a no. If I say no, you just say it as you know.
Every once in a while, you'll think for a second. You'll say, okay, it's maybe tomorrow. You do.
I'll give you an alternative,
sometimes.
right? Yeah.
I'm working on you.
No, I see. But listen, I think that it's important.
I appreciate it though, because there's no guessing.
Yeah.
Right. So I do appreciate it.
Yeah. And I think that's important, right? And you started going down this path of you can be kind with your no's and you can be kind with your yeses, even with the reason behind why you're saying yes. Hey, I can't stay the entire time, but you know I wouldn't miss your birthday party for anything. So you can still be kind with the yes and kind with the no. We're just asking folks to limit the reasons that come behind it so that it doesn't feel like a list of excuses and justification, which not every person deserves, one, to hear about your entire calendar and shouldn't even know about your entire calendar.
Yes, absolutely.
So I'll have business partners, for example, that I haven't built a strong relationship with yet because we've just become partners. And those folks, as we're building our relationship, sure, I'm sure the communication would be a little bit more extensive in terms of, maybe reasoning why certain things can happen. Right now, it's like, no, not at 2 today, but we can definitely do 4 tomorrow.
Right. And that's it.
That's it. Like, that's it. I don't even feel the need to say, well, because I got my son's going to be calling me here and I haven't really spent a lot of time with him lately and he deserves a half an hour of my time today. And, you know what I mean? I want to make sure I'm with my wife later because, you know, we really haven't spent a lot of time together. I've been traveling. So we're going to watch a movie like I did. No, I can't do tonight at 7, but I can do tomorrow at 6. Right. Period.
Right.
And no one's typically going to say, so, I mean, why can't you do to? So that's what I'm saying. If it's a business partner, you guys are dealing with folks who you're just established a relationship with, really practice on saying, hey, I can't do this, but I can do this.
Right. That's good.
Okay. Now, those you have a relationship with may feel like, I mean, what are you doing? Like, why can't you, like, so that's what I'm saying. You may want to say, because you have a relationship with them. Sure, hey, I can't, but you know, Carter has basketball. I did? What did I do yesterday? I did.
Yeah, but when you like you said, when the relationship is there, if I say no, then you can say, girl, why?
Right. Because it's a relationship
it's a relationship.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Right.
That's funny. I did that yesterday. Janelle said behind the scenes, guys. So when you have a relationship, it's different. You be like, what you doing? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So in that way, it gives folks an opportunity to say, oh, you know, I got to drop Carter off. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. So can you do later on after that? That's me because I'm in sales and I'm going to ask for alternatives, for some options. But so guys, I hope this really helps you out in one, being stronger in your no's and your yeses and loving yourself so much that you put these boundaries out there.
Right.
That, you know, like, look, I don't feel like I need to do that. And that's your homework assignment, to do your best to give one reason why you said no and one reason why you said yes. Don't go to 2 or go to 3 or go to 4 unless the person you had a relationship with asks a question. Then if you feel like they're deserving based on the relationship, you could say, oh, I fly out to Miami in the morning. And they're like, oh, I didn't know you were going to Miami. What time are you flying out? Then it's a different conversation. Now it's just a friendly conversation. There's no more justification. Now you're talking about Miami.
Right. So, or if I say, no, I have a headache tonight. It's just no. It's one excuse. Right?
What? What is that about? All right, that's the next episode. We're going to talk about when people really have headaches and when they don't at night, what they mean, your significant other. All right, guys, listen, this has been another self-talk experience. Remember, the things we say to ourselves about ourselves eventually will determine what we attract for ourselves.
And if you ask me something, be ready for my yes or no.
Take care, guys.
Thank you for listening to the Self-Talk Podcast with Darnell and Tracy Self. We hope you enjoyed. Be sure to rate and review this podcast on your favorite podcast listening platform. And we'll see you next time. And remember, talk good to yourself.